Action.
Hi guys, it's the Red Queen here. So I have a question to ask you. Have you ever worked for a company for like 5 years and haven't moved up at all? Stuck in the same pattern, same routine? Have you worked for a company and put your all into that company only to be taken for granted or unappreciated? I have. Before I moved here in Florida, I lived in New York and I worked for a clothing store company. And for 5 years, I helped them unpack their shipment, organize their backstock, refill in their floors, unload the delivery trucks, help them with their warehouse sale, help them on the sales floor with customers, even help the owners out personally with a few projects. Only for when I decided to move to Florida, I sat down with the boss and I said to him that I wanted to transfer to his Florida store and I wanted to be a merchandise manager instead of the merchandise manager's assistant. And he agreed. I made all these promises. He wanted me to go to the store to get a feel of the store and let him know how the store is being run, and that way he can slowly get me into that position. So I did as I was told. And when I arrived at the Florida store, it was a mess. It was merchandised horribly. So me personally was excited to get to work and be a merchandise manager so I can clean up the store. So I told him how the store was, and he asked me to pretty much spy on the employees for him. To take pictures and tell him what was going on. So I did. I did my job. Only for when questions started to arise from management to the owner about what was going on and why I was doing all these things, he told them he had no idea. And long story short, instead of me gaining all the promises that were made to me, I ended up going backwards instead of forward in my company. And I had a choice to make. I could either stay at this company and have my hours cut and not advance the way I should be advancing and be treated poorly, or I can try to move on and find something better for me. At first, I decided to work 2 jobs until I was able to find a full-time job that was better for me. When I was working at my second job, they saw my potential, and after not even a month, they asked me to be in charge of the merchandise that was around the registers and to be full-time. So I decided to quit my first job and stay with the second job, which to this day I don't regret. Even though my pay raise was slightly not what I was used to, if it wasn't for joining the second job, I would have never met my boyfriend. So, as my mom always tells me, everything happens for a reason. And when one door closes, another one opens. But ironically, with my first job, if I never joined that job, I would have never found out what my niche was, which is organization. From organizing their backstock room and being in charge of all those things that I was put in charge of, I fell in love with finding the beauty in chaos. So my point to you is, don't stay with a job if you're not advancing. If it's not the job of your dreams and you're working at a company just to pay the bills, which I totally get. If you're working for somebody and you don't wake up every morning excited to go to work, and you're not advancing and making more money after a few years of being there, then there's a problem. If you can't go to your boss and talk to them about all the hard work you're doing and trying to advance to be better, then you need to make a change. If you can't necessarily find a job of your dreams to work at right away, work at multiple different jobs. Get experience in multiple different things, even if you don't know what the job of your dream is yet. Because by working at these companies and instead of staying stuck with one company, you'll maybe find out what the job of your dream is, like I did. By working at my first job, I found out that I fell in love with organization, and that's the job that I want to do. Unfortunately, there is no set job for that, so you know what? I'm going to create that job and make it my own. You could do that too. If there's a job that you want to do or something that you're in love with, even if it doesn't exist, make it exist. You are capable of doing many things. Do not let fear stop you from achieving those things. Do not let anybody tell you you can't achieve those things. Don't be stuck because, you know what, it's paying my bills, and even though it's not a lot of money, I can just write it out. No. You need to be somewhere where you're happy and where you are able to strive and become better. Working for the company I'm currently working at, I'm starting to get in that same pattern, same routine again. This time though, it's not taking me 5 years to realize it. It's only taking me 1. I'm with a company that I enjoy, the people that I work with, and I enjoy the environment that I'm in, but I'm not moving up anywhere. I'm not excited to go to work. So I decided that I'm going to start looking for a job that pays me well, most likely a government job. And on the side, I'm going to do a little side business in something that I love, which is organization. I'm going to set up a Facebook page and a website helping people organize their houses and their lives pretty much. I'm starting that in my own life. I'm going to be redoing my whole house and making a portfolio on it so that way I could start my company and go from there. Also, when you do decide to quit that job and move on to something better, don't quit right away. Don't make rash decisions. Don't make rash decisions. Always have a backup plan and a plan is in place. Plan things out. If you decide today, you know what, I don't like my job, I want to leave, make a step-by-step plan. Like today I'm going to go home and apply to a bunch of different places that give me a higher pay or have better benefits or a government job. And then once you have a job set up to go to, then you can go and talk to your job and give them your 2 weeks notice. It's always good to leave a company on good terms because you never know when you're going to need that company to give you a recommendation for the job that you're looking to get into. But also don't be afraid to take that leap and to quit. Because you never know what opportunities await you. Like I told you before, everything happens for a reason. And when one door closes, another one opens. It is a foolproof quote. I live by those quotes because I fully believe in them. Because it's happened to me time and time again. I left the company ages ago because I wasn't happy with them. And if I never left that company to be a part of the company that I told you about, the clothing store company, I would have never found out how much I love the organization. And if I never left the clothing store company to be a part of the company that I work with now, I would have never met my boyfriend. So everything comes to play. Even if at the time you don't think it's going to give you anything beneficial besides some money in your pocket so you can pay your bills. Something may come out of it that you're not even expecting it to be. So, like I told you guys, you have the potential of making changes and finding that job of your dream or going after something that you know is going to be better for you. But like I also said, I'm not making any rash decisions. I am still working for the company I'm currently working with until I'm able to find that job that I can give this company 2 weeks notice and leave. I'm not making any rash decisions and jumping on things just yet. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. I know when you're working with a company, you get used to your surroundings and the people you work for, even though you're not necessarily happy working with that company and you're not necessarily moving up. You get comfortable. You're afraid to step out of that comfort zone and go for something new and be introduced to a whole new company, a whole new people. But if this company that you're working for, that you're comfortable in right now, is not giving you the happiness or giving you the potential that you need as a person to grow, then it's not right for you. Don't be afraid to step out of that comfort zone to go on to better things. You never know what or who is waiting for you at this new company. You might find out what the action or job of your dreams is, and you might find the love of your life if you're single. Also, always have a plan though. No matter what you do, always plan it out. It's way easier to have a plan than to just go by instincts. Even though it's good to have an instinct about things, never make a rash decision and just go 100% on that. Always have something in mind planned for your future, but don't be afraid of the unexpected. The unexpected leads you to those open doors and everything happening for a reason phrases. But like I always tell you, if I can do it, so can you. Bye guys, till next time.